Hey, good evening, folks. This is Byron Jones with Recruit 804. I got head coach of Hopewell High School, Mr. Ricky Irby. And Coach Irby, you guys got a big win tonight, 7-0 over a very tough and previously undefeated Dinwiddie Generals team. Talk to us a little bit about tonight.
First off, my hat's off to Coach Mills and to Dinwiddie and to the program here. They got an excellent football team. They got an excellent football program, and to be able to come here down to Dinwiddie and get a victory is pretty impressive and pretty important, and is just an awesome job. Really proud of my coaches, really proud of my players. They did a great job tonight.
So last week, hate to bring up old news, but you guys lost a heartbreaker 49-42 in double overtime to a Thomas Dale team that's on the bounce back. How did you and your staff get your kids prepared for this week, heading into such a big game against Dinwiddie?
Well, we just had to keep it even keeled. We had to keep the kids motivated, and sometimes a loss in the worst thing in the world. Obviously, you want to win every one you play, but sometimes that doesn't happen. And for us to be able to respond, and we talked about being able to respond to adversity, and that's what we had last week, losing the game to Thomas Dale. And I want our kids to be able to do that, and not only on the football field but in life. And so to be able to come down here and the way we responded from last week to this week with our defense playing the way we know we can play defense, I was very proud of them.
So when during this week did you find out that you guys weren't going to have Daniel Greer?
Yesterday afternoon. So
okay.
we had one day to prepare with DeMonye Taylor, who's a starting wide receiver for us, and man, he came in and did an outstanding job. Did an outstanding job of leading our team, keeping us in the game. We kept grinding away, and then put the hands in a playmaker like Trey Henderson. He made a big play to win the game for us.
Daniel Greer was not in at quarterback. You filled in. Some of the time tonight. What was y'all's game plan heading into the night? Missing your quarterback.
We didn't really have a passing quarterback, so they put me out there because I'm fast. So we did a wildcat, and my line they blocked very well for me tonight, and we just executed very good.
So, last week you guys, dropped a heartbreaker in double overtime to Thomas Dale.
Yes, sir.
I did the math. It was the first time in 350 days you guys had lost a game, counting back to the playoffs and all that stuff and winning the title.
Yes,
what was practice like this week, coming in, after losing such a hard game?
The coaches, they wanted us to focus very good. They wanted us to take practice serious. They didn't want us to play around, so they was on us really hard.
Tonight, Sean Wood Allen is another, a guy who's made, a lot of plays for you guys this year. It seems like Dinwiddie kind of took him out of the equation for you guys. Talk to us about how Treyveon stepped up and became that playmaker on offense for you guys.
Well, they had a backer over top of Sean, and then they had Pope over top of him too. So they were kind of had two guys over on that side. So we had to ride Robert Briggs and had to threw Sean a couple bubbles, but for the most part we just grinded. And the last formation there, we went to a little wildcat formation and got the ball in fastest guy on our team's hands, and he made a play. Great job at the offensive line of blocking and getting out there on that zone, and Trey turned the corner, cut back across the field, and showed his speed. So
lastly, I know you guys got Meadowbrook next week to wrap up the regular season, and then it's playoff time. What are your plans heading into the game next week, and then getting your kids mentally prepared for the playoffs? Last year you guys were the dark horse, and I guess wouldn't be as high last year as you are going to be this year. Talk to us a little bit about prepping your kids to that they have the target on the back.
First and foremost, we're looking forward to Meadowbrook, and we don't want to overlook anybody. And they have a lot of great athletes on their football team. I haven't seen much of them. We haven't really even looked at them yet. I went and saw a game earlier when they played LC Bird, and they battled toe-to-toe with LC Bird. But other than that, I don't know anything about Meadowbrook. All our attention and focus was on Dinwiddie, and I don't even know about the playoffs or anything yet till after next week. We'll figure that out when it comes, and all we can control is what we can control, and that's next week playing Meadowbrook. So we got to make sure our kids don't have a letdown after such a big win tonight over Dinwiddie. We got to keep them motivated and keep them pumped up and make sure that they're ready to play next Friday night.
Fair enough, Coach. Hey, I appreciate your time as always. Have a good evening.
Thank you.